In this video, we'll write struct data to a file. So we've included the header file so that we get access to functions like printf, open, scanf, and close. We also define a structure for a person with 3 fields. That's first name, last name, and age. And we've used type def so that we can use person as an alias for easier usage. The first thing that we're going to do is define an array of people. So initially what we've done in the past is we read data from the file. So let's open up the data. That's the data that I've got. So I'm going to get rid of that data and copy the line, and I'll save the file. It's empty. Now, when we open the file for writing, it will create the file if it doesn't exist. And actually, maybe we can try that. So, well, I'll show you how that works, but let's keep on going. So we're going to create an array of 5-person structs and initialize it with the provided data. So person, we'll use our struct, and it's let's just put 5 people for now. And we'll create our first person. That's going to be test1. I know the name is very generic or doesn't even exist probably, but I prefer it like this. I don't want to think too much about names. And we'll put a comma. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it multiple times. And for the last one, we won't need a comma. And let's sort of indent this properly and end this with a semicolon. And I'm going to change the values. My brain is not thinking well because of the order I went with. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that would be 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Okay, let's save up to this point. I'm just going to compile and make sure I haven't got any errors. Okay, the next step in this program is we want to open the file for writing. So we want to open the file people.txt. So I'm just going to use fopen, and let's open the file. And in the write mode, so we want to use W for write mode, for writing basically. And if it doesn't exist, the content will, sorry, if people.txt doesn't exist, it will be created. If it does exist, its content will be overwritten. If fopen fails due to permission issues, it will return null. So when this returns null or a valid pointer to a file, we want to store that into a file pointer so that we can check the results. So the next step is to check for error. It's really important that we make sure that the pointer does not point to null, because if it does, we shouldn't continue with the program. So I'm gonna do this. If file is equal to null, then an error message will be printed. So let's print a message using printf function. And here we'll say error opening file for writing, and /n for a new line. And then the program exits with return 1. Okay, so let's compile. At each step, we want to compile and make sure that everything is going well. Next thing, we want to write data to the file. So what we'll do is a for loop iterates through an array of person, struct, people. And on each iteration, fprintf writes a formatted string to the file people.txt. So let's initialize our value, our I, and then go into the loop, initialize I to 0, and then I is less than, or is less than 5, because we want to store 5 lines. And in future programs, I'll show you how we can not specify value 5 and just go with whatever number, dynamic number of lines. But I wanted to keep it simple for this video. So next we want to use the fprintf so that we can include some formatting. So from file, to file, we are writing a string, percentage, a string. So that's a formatting rule. And then a new line. So a string, and an integer. And we are writing to file from our array. So we got the first name, people. Yeah, got it. And people at index I dot last name, and people I dot age. I think I've got an extra square bracket, which is not necessary. So that's the writing process. I'm just going to compile, make sure I haven't got any issues with the, okay, it's last underscore name. Want to make sure that our naming is consistent, so we've called it last underscore name. All right, next we want to close the file using fclose and just close the file pointer, the pointer basically. And then we want to print a success message. So I might just copy that line here to indicate that the data has been written to file. So this is just something to let us know before ending the program silently, because there's nothing printed to screen at this point, except for the error message here and the end. Successfully. And a new line. Next, we want to end the program with a return value of 0, indicating a successful execution. When we returned 1 here, that means it's an unsuccessful execution. So let's just compile, make sure that everything is going well. So let's have a look at our file here. It's at this point empty. So let's run it and make sure that indeed it wrote all the data. So we got the success message. It means the program has actually executed all the way. But let's come back to our file, and then now we can see all the data is written to the file. Now I just want to come back to this comment where we say we want to open the file in write mode. If people doesn't exist, if people.txt doesn't exist, then it will be created. If it does exist, its content will be overwritten. So now we see that I have this data, but if I change that to say 666,666, and I compile and I run it again, the file content changes. The other thing that I wanted to demonstrate is what if the file doesn't exist? So I'm just going to go to the location of the file and delete it, and I'm going to compile and run it. Okay, so we got the success message, but let's check if the file, so the file's created and its contents are also written to the file. So that's pretty much it in this video. We just wanted to show how to write struct data to a file. I really hope this video was helpful to you, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to say, if you have any questions or if you have any particular videos or topics that you wanting me to cover, please put them in the comment section, and I'm more than happy to demonstrate or answer to the best that I can, because I'm also learning from your questions and from demonstrating the answers to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.